Hi, Taylor. This is the singer's mic. Hey, Taylor. This is the first mic on the Bema. Hi, Taylor. This is the mic on the Bema closest to the rabbi's mic. Hi, Taylor. This is the rabbi's mic. Hi, Taylor. This is the big mic in the center. Hey, Taylor, can you hear me? This is Jackie. I'm in the sanctuary. I'm talking on the big mic in the center. I hope the sound is better now and that everything is fixed and wonderful. If not, you will keep hearing me rattling on forever. And hopefully you don't have to hear me rattling on forever. Hopefully you're coming around the corner telling me to shut up. So anyways, I'll keep talking until I see you. Talky, talk. And talk. Still talking because I haven't seen you. So
you're good. Well, thank you very much.
No worries. I was like saying nonsense stuff, but
Yeah, no, that's what I needed. During the first one, everything was great, but that one sounded a little quiet, so I needed to dial it in the right way.
No worries.
All right, cool.
I'll see you in a little while.
See you in a little bit. Well, I'm actually going to be in my office for most of it, because that way it's easier to monitor sound off-site.
Exactly.
like, she was like, I do this all the
Are you
time.
going to be on thyroid medication?
Yeah, for the rest of my life, which I made the joke to my husband. I said, we better tell Ford so that when I like have dementia, he can remind me that I need to take my medication. Otherwise I'll die.
Wait, so this will be on the
That's the thing, and my hands are so exasperated. Medications, they were like, don't work
We have a quorum. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. Should we start?
Yes.
All right.
Do I do the whole? Let me wait for David.
Oh,
Because he's getting a sign-up sheet. I don't know why my watch is 3:53. What is happening? Okay. And Barb says she sees us, or she texted and said she saw nobody, but she was, so I'm assuming.
yeah, how many people, it would be good if we knew how many people were on YouTube. Can we see anybody? We can't see anybody?
And I left my phone. Barb had texted. Yeah, she can see us now. She said earlier that she could hear us but not see us.
Okay. I don't have any, I don't have a phone.
We'll
with me.
start shortly. David's going to get a sheet so you all can sign in because we have to have critical mass. Well, welcome to the annual congregational meeting. We'll get started officially shortly. I'm just waiting for David. Oh, and there he is. So
6, and we don't know who it is? I don't like that.
I'm officially,
You should say, please name yourself.
please name yourselves.
You viewers, please name yourself. Hi, Barb, we know you're on.
Okay, I'm
Can they
officially
write?
starting the meeting at 7:02 for note-taking purposes. I'm going to turn it over to Rabbi for the prayer.
And my report.
What?
And my report.
And her report?
Good evening, everybody. So thank you for taking the time, right, to support our community with your presence, both in person and on YouTube. We'll begin with recitation of the blessing that we say before all of our board meetings. We say, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'tzorchei tzibor. Blessed are you, God, creator of the universe, who makes us holy by commanding us to engage in the needs of the community. So our meeting is taking place between two critical moments, one on the Jewish calendar and one on the political landscape. In Jewish time, we are approaching the holiday of Shavuot, the holiday that marks God's revelation of Torah, our acceptance of Torah, and with that, the confirmation of ourselves as a people. And we'll be celebrating this holiday and our confirmands this Friday at our Shabbat service. On our political landscape, many in the Jewish community are still reeling from the execution in cold blood of two young employees of the Israeli embassy, Yaron Leshensky and Sarah Milgram. Their murder represents the next level of rejection of Jewish peoplehood, what we are celebrating this Friday, and the rejection of the right of the state of Israel to exist. So let's dedicate this evening to their memories. Yaron, a Christian Israeli, a Zionist. Sarah, a Jewish American from Kansas. They were passionate about forging paths of peace and were actively working with Palestinian peers, addressing the need for humanitarian aid throughout the Mideast. They were also passionate about each other, and Yaron is planning to propose to Sarah in Jerusalem. Their murders reflect the toxic, dangerous, fatal outcome of the anti-Israel, anti-Zionist, anti-Semitic rhetoric that continues to dominate the media, threatens to enter our school curricula, and makes a regular presence at Loudoun Board of Supervisor meetings. So here at BCRC, we respond first with attention to our own security protocol. One of our members, David Hill, is a major in the Loudoun County Sheriff's Department. He reached out to me the night of the assault, let me know that patrols would be increased in our area and that he was available should we need him. Captain Milton Costell, the Ashburn Station Commander, reached out first thing the next morning with the same message of support. We continue with our own private security officer for Friday night services and a mandatory guest list. All guests who seek to visit the synagogue must call beforehand, and Taylor performs a background sweep of their social media. This review is meant to identify whether the guest has any obvious red flags, which we would then report to police, to our security company, and the BCRC board. A further collective response will be in June when we host, in conjunction with the JCRC, a town hall for the Jewish community to include David Reed and other elected officials. While American society and Israel are experiencing varying degrees of turmoil, our community here at BCRC provides an oasis. Our members continue to step up. One of the greatest manifestations of this has been the successful completion of stage 1 of our sanctuary renewal project that saw the installation of our new retractable wall. So many years in the waiting, and with the inspiration of several large donors and generous contributions from many others, together we made that a reality, and we are not losing any steam. Brian will be giving an update on the next stage of this project, slated to be completed by the High Holy Days. If we raise the funds, it is no dream. Speaking of High Holy Days, fun fact, 73% of our BCRC families attended at least one High Holy Day service at BCRC this past fall. Not a bad percentage. Our High Holy Day soloist, Sue Giblin, organized a High Holy Day choir for the first time in the past decade, at least, which will continue next fall, and the High Holy Day band expanded to include Zach Schneider on guitar. Maybe we'll see a reprise. More about BCRC in the community. BCRC participated in the communal commemoration of October 7th, led by synagogue clergy, that took place on October 6th at Road of Shalom. We had 5 BCRC members also in attendance. We regularly give back to our Loudoun community in several ways. Through our annual High Holy Day food drive that benefits Loudoun Hunger Relief, through our Interfaith Thanksgiving drive, this year benefiting Mobile Hope, and through our Purim Mitzvah Day that benefits the Loudoun County Homeless Services Center. Our B'nai Mitzvah students also raise funds and perform Gimilut Chasidim, acts of kindness, to various charities of their choice throughout the year, including the Bo Mead Circle cleanup this year led by the Cass twins. Our religious school teamed up with the JCC to make seed balls of native Virginia plants to be planted in one of our local nature preserves. And we honored Good Deeds Week with a 5K run inspired by Zachary Schneider and organized by Zachary and Marissa Kazmarchik. On the theme of Gimilut Chasidim, within the Jewish community, the area's rabbis and lay volunteers are establishing a Loudoun Chaverim Kadisha, which is a volunteer Jewish burial society that cares for the body after death. We hosted one of the trainings here at BCRC, and for those of you who are thinking about making arrangements for your own or a loved one's funeral, the Chaverim Kadisha might be a ritual you would like to learn more about. BCRC also hosted the first Jewish Loudoun Reads, which featured Harvard professor emeritus Ruth Weiss. We've amplified our outreach to Temple Beth Torah. Carol Currier and I will be attending the installation of their rabbi, recently ordained, Lauren Laird, on June 6th. Post-COVID programming is going strong. We brought back our board installation ceremony and our Shabbat table service. We've had social outings and events galore, sponsored by our Women of BCRC, our Brotherhood, and our Community Events VPs. Next year, under the direction of Sue Giblin, we'll be reprising Jammin' Shabbat on January 30th. In the world of life cycle happenings, Sadly, we mourned the passing of two of our members, Mark Weinstein and Sheldon Gardner. Zichronam livracha. May their memories always be for a blessing. We also had 3 Hebrew namings. We had 1 conversion and 10 B'nai Mitzvah, including Lucas Jackson. As mentioned, we will also be celebrating our 2 confirmands, Kate Frank and Lena Cass, both of whom will be speaking and chanting Torah as a symbol of accepting Torah. The service in celebratory Onik is set to be followed by the return of a popular teen tradition, the Temple Overnight, or Shabbaton, if that happens this year. In the tradition of staying up all night on the holiday of Shavuot, learning Torah, our teens will have the opportunity to see the sunrise together, if they take it. If not, we'll try again next year. Although next year, it's on the weekend of our Shavuot is on the day before traveling to New York City, so I don't think we'll do that. We'll celebrate it in New York City. As we look forward to our 25-26 religious school year, we are expecting an enrollment of 50 to 55 students. We will continue both our no phones policy, helping to turn BCRC into that oasis amidst life stress, and our Hebrew classes based on skills attainment rather than school grade. We are also considering a later start time and shorter class time for Chaverim Chai, 11:30 to 1 p.m., so that our madrichim can have more time assisting teachers and tutoring students. Our teachers continue to command our respect and support. We say thank you to all of our outgoing and incoming teachers for their commitment to our kids and for being such important role models. So thank you. I know we have both ingoing and outgoing here. To those who are stepping off the board, Seth, Alex, Suzanne, Chris, and Connie, there aren't enough ways to say thank you. You all have been uniquely magnificent. Seth, you're like the temple's hard drive, instrumental at our moments of crisis for at least a full year, week in and week out, streaming our services during COVID, overseeing our security grants, showing up to almost every Shabbat service, overseeing our first architectural plan, and now instrumental in our current fundraising campaign. You are dependable, indefatigable, unruffable, articulate, funny, and so kind. It's a wondrous combination. Alex, you weighed in at key moments over these past years that has helped to keep our course steady. Your informal legal counsel has been invaluable. Suzanne, if you're online, surely more than one new member family has commented on how friendly and helpful you have been to them. Key factors when weighing a decision whether to join or not. Your help, your perspective, and your expertise has kept us grounded. Chris and Connie, you don't do anything halfway. You and the entire family just hit the ground running as soon as you left the mikveh. You are experts at triaging, at getting to the heart of the matter, and sharing your big, talented hearts with all of us. Our only consolation is knowing that none of you is going far, that you will still be active in some way, and that we can still call upon your expertise, experience, and your wisdom. So, Toda Rabbah. A big thank you to our new temple president, Julia, who jumped on the moving train mid-trip, allowing our past president to jump off. Your efforts are a seamless continuation of your time as membership and worship VPs, both of which give you a good insight into the way the board is structured. Your tireless promotion of our community and your vision for a synagogue, bigger, more beautiful, more awesome, and more connected to the larger Jewish community is already underway. How much you care about BCRC's success is evident to anyone who pays attention. Special thanks to David Waldman, Brian Freed, Jonathan Burstein, Ariel Shoemaker, Todd and Stacy Isaacs, and Cheryl Suter for your continued leadership, energy, ideas, and goodwill. I also look forward to welcoming to the board those standing for election, Ariel Fitzsimmons, Felicia Schwartz, Cheryl in a different role with Barb Elbez, Leslie Katz, and back to the board, Amber Jackson. A special thank you to each of our soloists, Sue, Stacy, Rachel, Phil, and Sherry, whose diverse musical styles add personality and joy to our services. Lastly, I want to thank all our donors and volunteers who have contributed financially and/or time throughout the year. To all of you, it continues to be an honor to perform this sacred work with you as we keep our traditions alive and we bring meaning to our being Jewish. Together we say chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Be strong, and together we strengthen one another.
Toda rabah. That was beautiful.
B'vakasha.
Our next item of business is actually, we have to approve the minutes from the annual congressional meeting from 2024. Hopefully you all had a chance to maybe glance at it. It was in the last invitation. So just with formality, I need a motion to approve. Thank you. Second. Seth, thank you. Okay. Next, was there any questions about the meeting, the minutes from last year? Okay. Next, I welcome Jonathan Bernstein, who's going to come up and give us our finance report, and we will formally adopt the proposed fiscal year 2026 budget.
I will give her an update to get around. All right, well, I hope everyone had a chance to review the budget that was set out in advance. I'd just like to highlight a couple things on the basis this year. One, dues and tuition are remaining at the same level as they were the last couple of years, so no change there. It likely will be a topic of discussion later on this year, looking to the next year ahead. I want to say thank you again for all of our generous donors to really help our sanctuary and social hall renewal project move forward. Fundraising has been excellent this year and continues to be. One side effect I do want to note is that our general fundraising that goes into our operating has declined a little bit this year over past years. So going forward with our fundraising, we're going to ask or suggest that when we get donations, that consider putting a percentage towards our general funds as well to help keep that balance. But as a result of that, I did lower our projected income going into our general funds while we're still in the middle of this project. We had some major repairs this year. The HVAC units we've been replacing over the last couple of years, so we finally finished that off this year. So there's some major expenses that are now behind us as well, so that'll help in going into next year. And then the budget you have in front of you does not include the sanctuary and social hall renewal. Those funds are tracked separately from our general operating funds, so that's outside of this. Okay. With everything we have, we're just projecting kind of an even balance, this year of income and expenditure. So, any questions on the budget?
Real quick question for, based on last year's budget, the projections that we get forward, how close were we? So, just generally, right? Even estimates what we're going to do, how do we do with our estimates last year?
Last year, expenses were a little higher, and we're still tracking our income coming in. So we're closer to, I think last year we projected to have a little surplus of about 15,000. We're closer to zero on that right now. So tracking through the end of June, so we've got about another month's left of the current year budget. And that's part of factored into lowering some of the income projections this year. Thanks. Okay. Do we take a formal vote at this point?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Okay.
So motion to approve the budget. Second. And then motion for unanimous consent.
There are no.
Does everyone raise their hand?
If there are no objections.
Oh, if there's no objections. Connie.
Okay. All right.
Thanks so much,
Thank you very
Jen.
much. I see we have 8 viewers on YouTube, so please like and subscribe.
Thank you to all of our YouTube watchers. Very happy to have you. Sanctuary and social renewal, we will have updates from our facilities VP, Brian Freed.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone who has contributed to our fundraising efforts for BCRC's Sanctuary and Social Renewal Project. It's been quite a significant contribution. You can see the utility of the dividing wall. That was phase 1 of our project. That was completed last summer. We now are in the final stages of launching phase 2 of our renewal effort, the build-out of a Jerusalem wall, which will be behind us, and a permanent bema. That construction will happen this summer. We are in the process of signing 2 contracts, one with our primary architect, they are Mark U. Associates, based out of Alexandria, and one with our audio subcontractor who has worked with Mark in the past. They're called Audio Video Group. It's taken the better part of 9 months to line up all the pieces, involving committee meetings internal to BCRC, interviews and iteration with contractors external to us. Details range from stone selection to stage design, from electrical to sound system considerations. And our planning phase of the sanctuary transformation has come to an end, and we are now entering the execution phase. The construction will likely begin mid to end June and could run until the end of August, so our summer services will likely be held in our library space. Our fundraising continues, not only to pay the bills for the summer build-out, but to support phase 3 of the project, in which we will engage an artisan craftsman committed to fabricating BCRC's new Aron Kodesh, an ark that will be built into our Jerusalem wall. So we contracted out a group called from New Holland, Pennsylvania, called Sacred Worship Interiors, and they will be iterating with us on ark design and installation to be completed after the high holidays and hopefully before 2026. Sacred Interiors was involved with the Jewish Chapel project at Annapolis Naval Academy that received high praise from one of our members that recently visited there. So we're very excited to move forward with phase 3 planning. We have been talking about temple transformation for about a decade now, over a decade, and the time is now. Unprecedented levels of donation in the last year have allowed us to finally make forward progress. And our fundraising model is entering a new phase to simplify support and maintain momentum as we press on. We are 75% of the way towards funding all 3 phases of our project. There will be continued drives this summer and in the fall to raise the other 25% needed for completion. So stay tuned to the e-blast for additional ways to contribute. We are seeking to expand our donation options. We're looking at IRA tax-advantaged RMD methods and point-and-click Fund Me pages that might reach a wider audience. I'm confident we will get there and encourage everyone to continue their generous pledges. If you would like more details on the renewal project itself or methods of donation, please feel free to reach out to myself, to Julia, to David, or to Jonathan. Thank you.
Should we introduce you? Okay, thank you so much, Brian. Next is the introduction of our new slate of candidates, and our past president, David Waldman, will be leading that.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to explain a little bit about what I'm doing this. Julia pointed out to me, this is a very good point, just procedurally. Julia is on the slate for election, so I don't think that there's any rule that prohibits it, but I think it was a good point, and just in terms of parliamentary decorum, that somebody else present the slate and ask for its approval, since she is on it. And so it's a simple matter. You've all seen, I think, the slate of new candidates, and they're here to vote on it. And so we'll make it fairly simple. The vote essentially is an up or down vote on the slate as presented. It's not an individual election of the members on there. And so what I'll do now is ask for a motion to approve the slate as presented. Ariel, we'll take yours in a second. Felicia, thank you very much. That having been made and seconded, we'll do it a little bit differently. We'll just ask. I'm sorry?
Is Felicia allowed to?
Oh, allowed to second? Sure. That will be okay as long as, I guess she doesn't preside over the vote. But that's a good question. How about we'll take a second, if we will. Chris, thank you very much. And that way we're covered procedurally. So I'll ask it this way. I will ask at this point, all those in favor of electing the slate as presented, please raise your hand to signify aye. And any opposed to the election of the slate, raise your hand. Anyone? No? Not at all? Very good. Then by unanimous vote, we have adopted the new slate. They are elected and will join us for a term beginning July 1st of this year. Congratulations.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm following, procedural. Okay. Thank you all so much. I will now give my update and then we'll be done, unless anyone has anything else they want to say. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Julia Schneider, president of BCRC. It's been an incredible year. We have lots of momentum going. You may have noticed a new feature on the blast that ran for a while named Get to Know Your Board, where all of our board members featured a bit about themselves and their families. We'll start that back up in the fall with our new board members. We've also been featuring our B'nai Mitzvahs in the blast, so please take a look for that and help celebrate them and attend their services. We are doing more to promote the board as we have not had that kind of information on our website before. For about a year now, we've featured our board and our photos on a newly created board page. We just all took new photos with the same background outside and a group photo that will feature in the lobby once they are framed this summer. We hope this helps with recognition and helping members navigate who to speak to based on their questions and needs. Thank you to Rachel Zuckerman for volunteering her time as our photographer and coordinating schedules to make sure we get all of the incoming board members as well. Fundraising, as you've been hearing about, for the updates to the sanctuary have been exciting to see. We have developed a donor wall to honor and recognize our large donors, which is very common in other temples. We've had good movement and we are excited to finally make some much needed renovations here in the sanctuary. We are close to having some families reach a number that would give them naming rights of the sanctuary or social hall, and that will be announced and celebrated if when we have that opportunity. We continue to fundraise and are hoping to have every family contribute what they can to help us continue to fund the Bima, the stone wall, and eventually a new ark. This also includes sound and will eventually include lighting, painting, and flooring, like Brian mentioned. Thank you to Brian for leading the effort, David for his support of Brian, and Seth for spearheading the fundraising. We have plans to redo the lounge, and we have a list of volunteer jobs to help with communications, ONEGs, and many others that we are hoping to fill, so please be on the lookout and share your expertise with us. Last year, and this is a kudos to David, we marked the end of a previous 10-year lease, which originated with a prior child care tenant, later assumed by our current tenant. Many thanks to David, who worked tirelessly to negotiate this new contract. This was not easy. This will ensure significant income for the next 10 years, securing a $10 million revenue stream over that time frame. We also finished a multi-year replacement of all of our HVAC units, thanks to Brian, Neil, and David for helping to replace $150,000 worth of HVAC without any special assessments to the membership along the way. We express our appreciation to Taylor, who is close to now completing her second year in the job as our temple administrator. We've seen a lot of growth and activity through Women of BCRC and the Brotherhood organization. And we thank Rabbi Amy and our wonderful soloists and B'nai Mitzvah tutors, our many teachers, volunteers, and members who continue to make this temple thrive. Thank you. Any other updates for the good of the order? It is 7:28. I officially adjourn our annual congregational meeting of 2025. Thank you. I wanted to be like, oh, that HVAC thing's nails.
Nobody wanted to. This is a great
part of this. I don't know if he's.
He brought in the HVAC guy, got everything right.
Do you need anything from me?
Yes, I just want it all, and I just put them right there.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. And there's no expectation.
Yeah, I know, but just basic.
Did you get the motion?
Yes!
First motion, like,
Does somebody
like,
need
kind of
to give me
I think so.
Oh, to adjourn. To adjourn. Yes. I'm sorry. I got too excited. I didn't actually adjourn the meeting. So Ariel is making
So I motion.
And David seconded.
Oh, I can,